Have you ever arrived at a business conference alone where you don't know anyone? So daunting, right? Stuck in a room with strangers. What do you talk about? How do you break that ice? It can be so awkward, so tense. What do you say to get some conversation going? How do you break that cold, icy, awkward atmosphere? And then there are times that, we sometimes gather the courage to initiate a conversation. You walk up to somebody, you give a smile, you ask a question, you say a dialogue, and all you get from the other person is maybe a nod, or at the most a smile, or if you're lucky, a yes. What next? What do? Again, you're back to square one, the same awkward silence. What do you do in situations like this? Many universities have ice-breaking events, at the time of induction when the semester starts. So that it's a time when everyone is new, and this is a great idea to have, ice-breaking exercises and games to make people comfortable, to help them socialize, form new friendships and bonds. But once you mature up, once you get a job, once you start work, spoon feeding time is over. You're expected to know how to handle awkward conversations, any conversations. You're expected to know how to connect, how to network, how to speak to a crowd of complete strangers, and rightly so. So in today's episode, I'm going to show you what no school will teach you. I'm going to flash some light on just what you need to get comfortable in most social spaces, and this will help you network, collaborate, and form new meaningful relationships. I'm going to show you how to make that first move, how to be affable and friendly, and how to make other people comfortable and open up. Because you need to be comfortable to make others comfortable so that new communication channels are opened up. Let's throw the door open, and without further ado, let's break the ice. A friend told me to try this and it worked, so I'm going to share it with you. So how about saying, I'd like to break the ice, but I haven't got a clue about what to say. And then laugh. You know what will happen? The other person or the other people around you, if they're human at all, they will also laugh with you. And guess what? You just broke the ice. You did it. Alright, so I've been doing radio shows and radio programs through my school years. It was a passion. And some people in fact thought that I'll be a newscaster someday. Turns out, life had better plans. So very early in my corporate career, I was attending a social event, someplace. I was just attending, not really on the stage, but just one of the audience. And suddenly, out of the blue, I get invited for a speaking engagement. And I was to join the stage immediately, like really, really immediately, right away. And I was unprepared. I knew absolutely no one there. So no guaranteed friendly hoots or friendly claps. The auditorium was packed. And why I was asked is because I was supposed to be comfortable speaking into a microphone, and I was supposed to be comfortable because I was a radio person who could talk to thousands of people with ease. I'm not saying I'm an introvert, but this was being extrovert on a whole new level. So with a confused, reluctant excitement, I climbed the stage. I could see a whole world of faces staring back at me. Wow, it was some moment, still gives me goosebumps. I told myself, Sarika, how bad can it be? Let's go. So I stepped up onto the microphone, welcomed everyone there, and with full honesty, and that's typical me, I said, I am dying of nervousness. The whole room laughed. That was my icebreaker that day. The whole auditorium was rooting for me and they could relate to me. And they all wanted me to do well. We were already friends. We already had a connection. And we can certainly talk to friends, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that be yourself. Don't be shy in admitting something human because you want to connect with humans after all. Just be yourself. Be relatable, be normal, be you, be yourself. So my dad taught me this little trick. This mantra is my magic mantra. I've always used this mantra in situations like this, where I'm in strange surroundings, surrounded by strangers. So I say to myself the magic words. I'm not alone in being alone. I repeat this to myself every time I'm in a room full of strangers. I'm not alone in being alone. These magic words have helped me. When you enter a networking event or a gathering of strangers, look around in the room. You will surely notice other people who are standing by or sitting by themselves, alone. It seems they also don't know anyone. It seems they're also waiting for someone to come and speak to them. So say to yourself, you're not alone in being alone. This should give you some initial boost. You're just like others. You're not alone in being alone. You're not the only one who may be feeling awkward. Tell yourself, how bad can it be? So if you see someone simply standing there or sitting at a table by themselves, be willing to approach them. Open the door for conversation. Take the initiative. It can be a simple statement like, wow, what a huge attendance turnout this conference has. The other person will at least smile. So, with that smile, your conversation door just opened. You did it, right? One or two more questions? Go ahead, ease the tension, introduce yourself. Because introductions really facilitate conversation among strangers. And this little known fact becomes a humanizing element. It can help you break down barriers. Start with introductions. All forms of ice will get broken. Sometimes it's a good idea to fall back on your arsenal of conversation starters. So keep that handy. It'll not only help trigger a conversation, but may also open up a whole new discussion. Let me share a funny one which I used the other day. It's an off-the-grid one, but really works. So the one that I used the other day to break the ice in a very strange atmosphere was, I said, "Are you having issues with the Wi-Fi?" Everyone in the room looked at me. They were all having issues with the Wi-Fi. Believe you me, if you ask this question, are you having issues with the Wi-Fi? Most probably the answer will be yes. Plus, this will leave enough room for all those Wi-Fi provider wars and those stories of when the internet stopped working just when you needed it desperately, and so on and so forth. So a great conversation starter to break the ice. Over the years, I've become bolder and more confident. I think it's a part of maturing up. So without beating about the bush, I'll come straight to the point anyway. I often go and say, "Hey, you guys look like you're having so much fun out here. I'm tired of talking to my same old colleagues. What are you guys talking about? Mind if I join this conversation?" So no one denies they're having a good time. At least they pretend to, even if they're not. And well, you just complimented them. You said they seem good company. So chances are you'll be welcomed smoothly. So next time you're in doubt, you just say, "Hey, you guys look like you're having good fun. Can I join you?" Chances are you'll be welcomed smoothly. My last statement about tired of my boring colleagues sets the tone for funny office stories and presents you as someone who's relatable and fun, who likes to joke, who's nice to be around. And who doesn't like fun? But then, what you need to remember is whenever you've started with a conversation starter, don't stop there. So, if I've asked the first question, if I've opened the inaugural, dialogue, I don't stop there. I have a full armory of follow-up questions. My next question generally is, Did you all come here together or did you just meet here? Now, this is a funny one because this not only helps me learn more about them, but they all introduce themselves to me, one way or the other. I know a lot about them by this one simple straight question. And that's the point of networking, right? So one barrier less, one more ice shattered. But do I stop there? Well, I don't usually. And you shouldn't either. Well, while we are here, I might as well introduce myself, is my follow-up statement. So here I go, introducing myself. But because they've all spoken about themselves and I know them and I know what interests them and what doesn't, it's my turn to use all that information and say things about myself that will interest them more, which is more relevant to them. So it'll help build more engagement. Smart choice, right? As you engage more, you look for common grounds. You may have visited the same exhibit hall, or you may be eating the same lunch buffet, or you may be attending the same workshop. Look for that common ground. That's easiest to connect with someone. But I strongly believe that the best icebreaker is honesty. Walk up to him or her and just be honest. Tell him that you want to talk. Point out how awkward the situation actually is for the both of you. And that you're trying to make the best of it. Laugh it off. So the point is that as long as you're talking sense and being appropriate in demeanor and otherwise, you can start a conversation with just about anything, with anyone. If you're still short of ideas, remember the one thing that is common in all events, all social gatherings, all social spaces. And that is food. We all bow to the stomachs. Trust me, same is the case with the person next to you. The one with whom you're trying to have a conversation, we all love food. Just offer to carry him back a coffee if you're going to get yours. Or if he or she is having a muffin or a cake, simply say, "Hey, that cake looks great. Where did you find it?" The other person might just tell you a boring answer like, "There, that counter." Or they could say, "Yeah, it's quite nice. But the last event cakes were by the Michelin star chef and those were something." Now this statement is a clear sign. He or she wants to start a conversation, just like you do. Grab the sign. What are you waiting for? Tell them about the place in town which makes the best cakes and then frame it as a question. Remember, frame it as a question. "Have you been to that La Opera? I tried their opera. They're out of the world. Have you been there?" Now wait and see how the conversation picks up speed. Yes, food is the way through everyone's stomach. 200% true. Use these super smart, super simplistic methods if you want to break, shatter, and scatter the ice. Share your experiments, your experiences about breaking the ice by putting down your comments below. Let's not melt that ice. Thank you for listening to this episode of Communicate 101 Speaking Writing Tips with Sarika Singh. If you want to be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow the podcast. I'll be back to share more stories, more life experiences, and more communication tips every Friday. If you want to reach me or connect with me, just put your comments in the comment box below or mail me at info@sarikasingh.in. I know you're going to rate and review this podcast, so a big thank you in advance. Stay tuned and think about what we talked today.